For the longest time, the finance department, it's been seen as a cost center, right? But what if? What if it could be a company's most powerful strategic partner? Well, today we're going to dig into how AI is making that a reality. It's totally changing the game for finance. So, let me ask you, does this question hit a little too close to home? For so many folks in finance, the daily grind feels less like you're steering the ship and more like you're just trying to keep it from sinking, right? Just bailing water to stay afloat. It's a massive pressure point, and honestly, it's the perfect place for us to start this conversation.
And here's the thing, finance teams are under some serious pressure these days. Expectations from the business are just soaring, but the old ways of doing things, they just can't keep up. And this isn't a problem you can just work harder to fix. No way. It needs a completely new approach.
And all these hurdles, they're all connected. You've got this explosion in the number of business transactions happening. At the exact same time, you've got the great retirement, which means all this incredible experience is just walking out the door. So what's the result? You get a team that's completely buried in day-to-day operations with zero time left for the really crucial work, providing that strategic guidance that actually helps the business grow. So, what's the answer? Well, it's all about catching the next big wave of digitalization. And that wave, you guessed it, is AI. For any finance team that wants to do more than just survive, this isn't optional anymore. It's absolutely essential. But, and this is a big but, it's really important to get that this isn't just the same old automation we've been talking about for years. You see, we're not talking about that old, rigid automation that just follows a simple, static rulebook. That stuff kind of breaks down over time as the business evolves. Nope. We're talking about AI models that are alive, in a sense. They're constantly learning from new data. They spot when business patterns are changing, and they literally get smarter and better at their job over time. All right, so that's the big idea, but let's get down to brass tacks. Where exactly does AI actually do something? Let's dive into the practical stuff, the real sweet spots where this tech is already turning finance operations on its head.
Okay, this is where the theory gets real. It starts with something as simple as how you interact with your systems, like just asking for a report in plain English. Then, boom, it's diving into document processing, pulling key data from thousands of invoices or contracts in seconds. After that, it's handling all that transactional busy work, like automatically matching up payments and receipts. It even cleans and preps data for you, which is a huge time saver. But where it gets really powerful, truly next level, is when it starts making predictions, forecasting cash flow, predicting late payments, and detecting those tiny little anomalies that could signal fraud. It's a complete upgrade for the entire finance toolkit.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but it has to actually deliver real business value, right? Of course, and it does. We can really boil it down to 3 core pillars of value. Think of these as the big whys, the reasons you'd bring AI into your finance department in the first place. First up, let's talk about process efficiency. Honestly, this is probably the first and most tangible benefit you're going to see. We're talking about taking all those manual, time-sucking financial processes and making them not just faster, but way, way smarter. Just think about the impact for a second. Instead of having a person manually matching up receipts and invoices, AI just does it. Instead of taking a while to guess at the best collection strategy, predictive models tell you exactly the most effective way to go for each situation. And the result? Your highly skilled team is finally freed from all that tedious stuff, so they can focus on what people are best at, thinking strategically.
All right, pillar number 2 is just as critical, enhanced compliance. Let's be real. In today's world of ever-increasing regulation, managing risk is a top priority for every CFO. And this is another area where AI is a total game changer.
Think of AI as this tireless watchdog. It can scan millions, literally millions, of transactions to spot tiny errors or potential fraud that a human could easily miss. It helps lock down sensitive data, making sure only the right people see it, and it automates things like journal entries to get rid of those pesky manual errors. And look, this isn't just about dodging fines. It's about building a much more trustworthy, solid, and accurate financial foundation for the whole company. And that brings us to our third and final pillar, strategic performance. This is really where it all comes together. This is where that new efficiency and rock-solid compliance team up to drive the entire business forward. See, when your processes are humming along efficiently and your compliance is locked down, you suddenly unlock all these new capabilities. You can speed up the financial close, you can lower your liabilities, and this is the big one. You can start modeling complex business scenarios in real time. This is how finance finally stops looking in the rearview mirror and starts charting the course ahead, looking right out the windshield.
So when you put these three pillars together, efficiency, compliance, and performance, what you get is a complete transformation of the finance function. It's the final step in the evolution from being a back-office support team to being a proactive strategic leader in the business.
It really all boils down to this simple idea. With AI, finance teams have become more proactive and strategic, helping to steer the business to success. Because the ultimate goal here isn't just about automating a bunch of tasks. It's about empowering your people. It's about giving them the tools they need to find the insights that will truly lead the business forward. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The technology is here, the path forward is pretty clear. The only question left is, will your finance team just be reporting on the past, or will you empower them to help predict and even create the future?